April 8th, 1943, 27,000 feet above Caen, France. Through the crystal canopy of his Focke-Wulf 190A5, Oberleutnant Ralph Hermeken smiled beneath his oxygen mask. Before him, strange American silhouettes climbed slowly towards his formation. The Germans had heard rumours of these new machines. Jug, they called them. Flying milk bottles, massive and clumsy. But curiosity flickered behind Hermeken's grin. In his squadron, Jägerschwader 26, the talk was dismissive. Too heavy, too slow. They'll never turn with us. But no one had seen them up close. Hermeken studied their wide wings, their bulky fuselages, the bubble canopies shimmering in the morning sun. Below, engines thundered. 16 of the new Republic P-47 Thunderbolts, making their combat debut over occupied Europe. The P-47, designed by Alexander Kurt-Wely, was unlike anything that had flown before. Its Pratt & Whitney R2800 double wasp engine delivered over 2,000 horsepower, a monster of radial design fed by a massive turbo supercharger system that kept full power even above 25,000 feet. It was a machine born of industry, not elegance, and that made it deadly. For the Luftwaffe, used to nimble Spitfires and Messerschmitts, these American beasts seemed absurd. But as the Thunderbolts climbed, their pilots, green but determined, carried within those wings something new. Firepower that would change the air war forever. June 26, 1943, over Abbeville, France. Second Lieutenant Robert S. Johnson's P-47 Half Pint shuddered as cannon fire tore through it. 20mm shells ripped the fuselage, the cockpit filled with smoke and oil. Johnson's canopy was jammed shut by an exploded shell. He was trapped. Behind him, a lone Focke-Wulf 190 lined up for the kill. The German fired, raking the Thunderbolt with cannon bursts. The plane shook, burned, but still flew. When the German exhausted his ammo, he drew alongside, staring in disbelief. Johnson raised a hand in salute as the enemy peeled away. The P-47 limped home, full of holes but unbroken. Over 200 bullet holes marked the aircraft. The Thunderbolt had earned its legend that day. Engineers later realized it could take damage no other fighter could survive. American pilots began to understand. Brute strength and speed were their greatest weapons. Colonel Hubert Haupt-Zemke of the 56th Fighter Group, the Wolf Pack, laid down new rules. Don't turn with them. Dive, strike, climb away. Let your mass and speed do the work. And with that, the Thunderbolt became not just an aircraft, but a doctrine. As the American pilots began to master the techniques needed to survive in the Thunderbolt, the Luftwaffe's top brass started to recognize the threat. They'd initially laughed at the P-47, but soon they would discover the devastating power it packed. One of the key aspects of the Thunderbolt was its ability to absorb hits and keep flying. In multiple combat reports, American pilots described how they had returned from missions with multiple bullet holes, with some planes barely held together. Over the next few months, the American pilots honed their tactics, perfecting the boom and zoom maneuver. By using their weight and speed, they could outmaneuver the German fighters and hit them with a devastating barrage of firepower. The P-47's 8.50 caliber Browning machine guns could pour a constant stream of bullets into a target, creating a wall of lead that even the most agile German fighters could not avoid. American bomber crews also began to sing the praises of the P-47. The Thunderbolts were the perfect escort for B-17, protecting the bombers from enemy fighters while withstanding hits that would have destroyed lighter aircraft. The B-17 crews, many of whom had been previously dependent on the British Spitfires for protection, quickly came to rely on the Thunderbolts. Soon after, the P-47 was deployed in the Mediterranean theatre, where it proved just as effective against Axis forces in Italy. In August 1943, the 57th Fighter Group, flying P-47s, was assigned to attack German-controlled targets in southern Europe. The P-47s demonstrated their versatility by carrying bombs and rocket pods, obliterating ground targets with the same devastating precision they had shown in aerial combat.